Okay, today we're going to be talking about if statements. And remember, we talked about variables, we talked about mathematics. And again, one thing I want to stress is the variable names. When naming your variables, you should put the data type abbreviation up front, whether it's DBL for double, INT, and like age. We're going to be working with age. I'll come back to this later. I was just messing around to show you an example of something. And we're going to be working with if statements. Okay, I commented that out. Remember, comments, computer totally ignores everything. Okay, but before we talk about that, let's talk about relational operators. And let me find it up above here. We have the equal symbol, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. The equal symbol is two equal signs. Okay, and that's when you want to compare one value with another value. And you have to return true or false, and we put those inside of if statements. So let's go back. Okay, so let's go back and look at if statements. There's a little pause in the audios because I accidentally hit pause on the record button. Okay, so let's do a simple if statement. If, and we'll go int age is greater than or equal to 16. System dot out dot print line. And I could put, I'll just put drive because they're able to drive. Okay. Now notice I didn't use begin and end symbols. With if statements, if you're only using one line of code, you do not need to do begin and end symbols. But if you want to use multiple lines of code, okay, then you're going to have to use begin and end symbols. Okay, and let me just do another system.out. And let's just put the word hello for now. Okay. Also notice semicolons. Semicolons are after the statements. Notice on the if statement there's no semicolon. With if statements and loops you do not have to use semicolons. Okay. So with the if statement no semicolons, but since these statements are inside the if statements, they require semicolons. Notice these all statements are indented too. So everything on the first level here that's indented means it's with the main. This if statement's with the main. Notice we indented again, meaning these two are with the if statement. Okay, and notice if it's number greater than, so 22 is greater. This is int age. We have it at 22. So we go ahead and run this. And drive hello. Both of them run. Okay. Now, again, if we put a value less than, let's put 12, it should skip out and nothing should run. Okay. And it's just blank. Nothing happened down here. Okay. We can also put an else. Let's give the computer a choice. Maybe we want to put system.out.println. We'll put too young. Okay, so they're too young to drive. Again, since it's only one line of code, I don't need to begin and end symbols. So we have 12. 12 is not greater than or equal to 16, so that makes this false. If it's false, that means the else portion will run. If this is true, this code here will run. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. We know 12 is not greater than 16, so we put too young. Okay, so far so good. This is a simple if statement, and then here's an if statement with an else portion. And again, if you have more than one line of code with the else, you use the begin and end. Okay, so let's do some more experimenting. The next thing I want to go over is, let's do another if. If int age equal 17, And let's do this. System dot out dot print line. Okay, and end with a semicolon. Now, this else, which one of the if does it belong to? Does it belong to this one or does it belong to this one? So, again, if it's a number less than int age, you would assume this else here should run. So let's pick 12. 12 is less than 16. So the else should run, right? Nothing ran. Uh-oh. So the 12, this was false, so it jumps out and it goes down to this else. And actually it does not. It skips over this else because this else is not with that if. Even though it looks like it's with that if because it's on the same level. With Java, this is what we call a dangling else. Okay, it just dangles there. It actually goes with this if. Okay, so we need a value that's greater than 16 but not equal to 17. So let's go 18. 18 is greater than 16, which makes that true. And 18 does not equal 17, so this else should run. Now, we call this bad style because by right we should do this. Okay, and that makes it look, that tells me this if goes with this else. Now, if you actually want this else to go with this if, the top if, well, what you're going to have to do is use begin and end symbols. Okay, and that tells me this here code goes with this if. If this is false, now this else goes with that if. Okay, that was known as a dangling else. Okay, and let's pick a number less than 16. Let's go back to 12, and the else should run this time when it's 12. And it does. Okay, so that's the dangling else. Okay, well, let's go back to working with double equals. Okay, be careful when working with double equals. The biggest mistake all programmers make, they use one equal sign. Okay, and let's just go system dot out dot print line, and let's just type in hello. Okay, nothing major. So here, if it's 16, so let's change this to 16, it should work, right? And hello is outputted. Okay, so that did work. Okay, I'm at 8 minutes right now, so I got a couple more minutes left. Now, biggest mistake is people forget the equal symbol. And what would happen if I run this? Would this cause an error? Well, let's find out. It's one thing to learn about Java. You can always run it to find out. And it actually worked, hello, but it gave you a warning. Okay, incompatible type int cannot be converted to a Boolean. Okay, but it actually ran process complete, one error. To do this, the best thing to do is go 16 equals int age. It doesn't matter which side the variable's on when you're comparing. It does matter the variables on the left side when you're assigning. So when you're using an equal sign, 4.5 is put over. Remember, it's right to left. So it doesn't make a difference when you're comparing. Okay, so here this would work. Hello, no errors. And notice what happens here. It crashes. Okay. Have an unexpected error. Okay. So again, it's always good to put the constant on the left side compared to on the right side. Okay. and that's the incompatible type not to be converted to a Boolean. Okay, so just be careful with that. Make sure you use 2 equal signs when you're comparing the values. We talked about the else. Again, you can put else. Else is optional, and you don't have to put a condition with the else. It's just else, because if it's not the top here, if this is not true, then it has to be this. So you don't have to put a condition here after the else. Okay, you can just put down the code. So we talked about relational operators. We talked about if and else, and we talked about the dangling else. Okay, I'm at 10 minutes. That gives me about 5 minutes left. We're going to talk about truth tables fast. Truth tables is the and. So for and symbols, we use the ampersand sign, 2 of them. And basically it's saying this expression and this expression, if they're both true, the result is true. So that is something like this. Let me give you an example. If int x is greater than 16, I'm sorry, int age, and int age, and I forgot the and symbol, is less than or equal to 21, and I need to put an and we said that was the ampersand. Okay, so if this is true and this is true, then this would run. Okay, so for this expression and this expression, both these expressions has to be true for it to be true. And notice if either one of the expressions is false, either the right side or left side or both, it's false. Okay, so let's look at the or, because again I'm running out of time. The or is just 2 straight lines. You find that key right under your backspace. Okay, so if you hit the shift key and hit the button underneath your backspace key, should give you the 2 lines. You'd hit it twice. Okay, that represents or. Okay, in Visual Basic we actually type the word or. Android we actually use, since it was Java, we actually use the slash or 2 lines. Okay, expression 1 and expression 2 on either side of the or. If both are true or one of them is true, notice the result is true. Okay, so either both or just one is true, then it's true. If they're both false, it's false. Okay, and that's easy. If it's not true, then it has to be false. And if it's not false, then it's true. Okay, and a not symbol is just the exclamation mark, and that is shift 1. Okay. That covers truth tables. I didn't have time to get into De Morgan's Law. I'll get in at that next unit and short circuit evaluation. But make sure you look over truth tables. You read over that. Make sure you look over if statements. Read over dangling else's. Okay, and that should cover this unit. Okay. Have a nice day. Enjoy programming. Hope this helps. Again, if you have any questions, just email me if it's in the summertime, or wait till tomorrow in class and ask me a question then. Don't, trust me, if you have a question, everybody else has the exact same question. So don't be afraid to ask questions. I do not bite. So just ask questions or come see me during study hall and I'll help you out and try and explain it a little bit better. There are YouTube videos out there you can watch. Feel free. Any way you can learn if statements, go right ahead. Okay, so enjoy your programming. See ya. Have a nice day.